Hey, everybody, what's happening? How are you? Yay! All right, let's take the phone out of there. There we go. I kicked it out. All right, yeah, we had a little bit of technical difficulty, so we were just fixing it just as we went live. Do you not hear me? Uh-oh. I think Stephanie does not hear me. My co-host. All right, while we work on that. All right.
I can't hear you.
Yes, back to the phone. Back to the phone. Come back to the phone. All right. I'm going to take Stephanie out for a second here, and we're going to do this. It's going to be one of them shows. That's cool. No biggie. Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. And here's my guest, the other Stephanie. Yay! How are you doing, Steph?
All right. Trying not to melt.
I know. It's a hot one today.
All right.
So Stephanie is right here in Las Vegas and owns a vintage store here in Las Vegas. That's what we're going to be talking about. I think we're going to get the other Stephanie back in here. Perhaps. Hello, Steph. All right. So because Stephanie owns a vintage shop in Vegas, we decided we had to drink out of vintage Aku Aku tiki mugs. So the Aku Aku was a tiki place here in Vegas many moons ago. Now, they normally, if you ever find one, it should have this lid on it. But I felt that the lid would be too hard to juggle. And Stacy has one too. So that's the rum. That's the mugs we're drinking out of tonight. And then I'll have Stephanie, the guest, tell me why I'm drinking this rum.
Me? I have no idea why you're drinking that rum.
What's the address of your store?
Oh, yes, Colorado, East Colorado, yes. 211 Colorado.
Yes, Stephanie's on Colorado. So what better rum than the Colorado rum? See? Ta-da!
I like that.
Are you joining us this evening, Stephanie guest? I don't know.
Can you see me?
Are you joining us in a cocktail?
Water, lame.
And Stephanie Canada?
I finally get to drink out of my Paradise Cove glass that I got when I was in Hawaii. Quite pregnant, so didn't get to enjoy it the first time around. But tonight we have got some rum in it. Huzzah!
Yay! Well, cheers. All right, Steph. Steph G. Okay, Glam Factory. We will see you in a little bit.
Okay.
while we do our segments, and then we'll come back and find out all about how you created a world famous vintage clothing store. Woohoo!
Thank you.
All righty. All right, let's see if we can figure this out now. This has been a crazy start. Here we go. And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting. Yay! It works and it looks good. All right, cool. Yay! All right, Canada, you're up first.
That's a fair name. That's what I'm used to. It's fine. All right, so this one. Oh, now I have to remember the prices. This one of my massive hauls that I got about a year and a half ago. I purchased just shy of 1,000 sewing patterns.
Wow.
For $3. And all of them were uncut, factory folded. It was as if you could go through the sizings because you had 30s, 32s, 34, 36, 38, the whole size run up until about 40 and 42 is where they started to get sparse. And so this lady sold for $29.95.
Very nice. And how much? So is this fabric? Oh, yeah, 4 yards. Got it. I was about to ask how much, but I can read now.
It's so pretty. Gorgeous brown cotton. It had the photo shoot, you can tell in some of the other ones, there was this gold lining in it that still existed. So it hadn't totally worn away. So I picked this up for $12 from a Facebook group and I sold it on my website for $79.95.
Did you say $79.99?
Yeah, $79.95.
Wow, I would never look at that twice.
Yep.
Ooh, now we're in the
And
1940s.
Yeah, funny. This is actually cusp. So you're looking at anywhere from 48 to we think about 52 for the lettering on this envelope. And this one sold for $59.95 because of the pleating on the skirt and the back detail.
Oh, wait. That wasn't 4. Hold on. What in the world? I don't know where your 4th one is. Good gosh. This is what happens today. This is like
this whole week.
This is like the most Monday, Thursday ever. Hold on. Hold on. I'll find your 4th one.
Oh, what is
what? So how much does it cost to ship one of your patterns?
Am I frozen? Can you
Nope.
see me?
Yeah. Oh, maybe you are frozen. Good gosh.
$375.
$375. And what do you charge for shipping?
Yes. I do indeed.
All right, so I missed this one. This is the one I missed. All right, now I got it. I don't know where it went, but it was there originally. Oh, good gosh. All right, coming right up. Hold, please. There we go. All right, here's the one I missed.
Cute.
You there, Steph? Oh, no. All right. This is going to be one of them days. All right, I'm going to bump ahead to mine while Stephanie's trying to figure out what's happening at her end. Maybe she has moved to Newberry, Ohio, and has been cursed by crappy internet. All right, so I don't pick up a lot of small shirts, but it was Robert Graham and it was new with tags. The only bummer was such a boring pattern. Usually, because on Robert Graham's you fold the cuff up. And the cuff and the whole shirt wasn't that different. And so I was kind of bummed by the fact that they weren't that different, but it was new with tags. I only paid $17 and I did sell it for $70. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. All right. Here was
Great.
your last score.
Okay. This one was a little easier. We're sitting at a $1 pickup and $24.95.
Nice. All right, back to mine here. Okay, I don't want to tell my wife how long these boots have been in a tub in my office. About 7 years, but they were listed for about 6 weeks and sold for $125. Whoops.
Hey, at least they sold quick once they were up.
Yes, yeah. There's a silver lining, right, honey? Whoops. But if you're not looking at cowboy boots, you should. Nakona is a really good brand, and there's a lot to know. So it's kind of like patterns. You can't just buy patterns and hope. You got to have some knowledge. But with the boots, it's all about the heel and the toe and how many lines of stitching. There's a lot to the boots. But when you can pick them up, like I picked up a whole bunch for $10 a pair. Yeah, that's a good rate. That's a good rate to pick them up, and a nice flip. All right. I love toys. I love action figures. I love monster stuff. This was new in the box, never been removed, but the entire plastic was almost off. It was only being held at the lower corner. So I had to mark it as used because it wasn't new, fresh new, but I did say new, unused. Packaging is barely holding together, but it is. But I got $55 out of it. Picked it up at Savers for $8.99.
Very nice.
Yep. All right. And so this is not a vintage shirt. It was a modern 2000 shirt that someone altered. So most people would think probably not worth my time. And I thought, no, I think this will be just fine. It's Metallica Ride the Lightning.
Nice.
And whoever altered it didn't do the best job.
Nope. Would agree.
Yeah, they're like, I'm going to go into a show. Oh, crap. I'm going to cut the sleeves off in the neck and I'll be done real quick. But that's the kind of things people love. I talk about all the time. Distressed jeans are a plus. Distressed evening gown, not really a plus unless you're a zombie. Distressed concert shirt can be a plus. So don't pass up on it just because it is distressed. All right, let's try. How are we doing here? Where's my? Oh yeah, whoops. I'm so discombobulated right now.
I'll take blame for that.
I do not know, Jenny. And now it's time for our CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start with flipping cassettes. Okay, oddly enough, I had to remove a person from the thrifting board today because they said I was fighting with her that cassettes actually sell. She said cassettes don't sell. I said, yes, they do. And I showed her 3 examples, and then she goes, why are you fighting with me? I'm like, when did educating become fighting? I just don't even understand. She was in the group for 3 years, and this was the hill she wanted to die on. She called me a loser, and then I removed her.
Cute. I mean,
all right. So, Jackal soundtrack, crappy movie, really awesome soundtrack. Sold for $14.39. I think I paid like $1 for this cassette, and even better, how about 40 hair metal cassettes for $60? $1.50 a pair, a cassette. Now the deal is, when you buy a whole collections, you kind of like when Stephanie buys patterns, she goes through them, and the expensive ones go up by themselves. And then you group the rest of the cassettes into like categories. And then someone who just bought a 1972 Chevy pickup truck that has a cassette deck's like, I need some heavy metal cassettes. So I'll buy these for $60. $8.99. They went in a box, media mail for like $4 or $5. I made a couple dollars on the shipping. Easy peasy. And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. She did die in the Pink Floyd hill because I showed her a Pink Floyd cassette that sold for $30 and she got mad at me. What a weird hill to die on. All right, let's talk CDs. This was part of my huge 2,401 CD haul where over half of them were promos. Not a big sale, $17, but each CD cost 73 cents, I think, or 53 cents. And so if you could turn them all into $17, 2,401 CDs. Nice.
All day long. Absolutely.
Yeah. But look, this is a 1-song single that someone needed for $17. So never judge a book by its cover. How about Snoop Dogg's Boys, the Dog Pound? This CD normally isn't worth $30, but I found one still sealed from way back in the day. And so I did get $30 for it. I paid $2 for it at Savers, I do believe.
Nice.
All right. Are you familiar with Tony Burrows?
I am not, but I feel like I should be based on how he's dressed.
Well, I'm not either. And I looked him up finally. He's been in 8 bands. I have never heard of any of them. But he scanned very well when I was in the record store. Spent $5 and I sold it for $58. Wow.
Nice.
Now this goes to show you do not have to know who the artist is or what the music sounds like to be able to scan it and read your phone. If you got eyes, you can read, you can figure it out. I still Googling Tony Burrows, I still don't know him. But I do know Donovan, and I do know spending $20 on this CD was a good purchase since it sold for $74. Now, oddly enough, there are some Donovan CDs, more than one, that are worth quite a bit of money. So if you're in a record store and you see a Donovan section, scan them all because that might be your winner.
Hey, wait, hold up. Don't forget about me.
Whoops. Now it's time for Stacy's Budget Bin Scores. She's shaking her head at her own acting.
It's great, Stacy.
Sound like Minnie Mouse.
Now, again, it's one of those things where not a huge sale, but Stacy always has pulled them out of the dollar budget bin section of record stores. $1 Lynch Mob turned into $13. Have any idea who Lynch Mob is, Steph?
I do not.
So George Lynch was the guitar player in Dokken, and him and Dokken didn't ever really get along. And so when he left Dokken, he created the Lynch Mob.
Nice.
But don't be confused with the Lynch Mob, which is a rap group.
Oh, well, there you go.
See all the knowledge I'm dropping on you tonight?
I love it. All the new things.
And now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours.
Oh, these things. these things. Now, I will say, it looks like, oh yeah, $44.95. No. I took a best offer of $30. And as you can see, free shipping. I had these, they had been listed since 2018.
They're so cool, though.
They are cool, but the problem was, and that the reason why they took so long is they are twin fitteds, and they had staining that even I couldn't get out.
Oh, wow.
And that's saying something, because I put my work into those things, nothing doing. So they at least had the pillowcases, or at least they had one pillowcase, but yeah, nope. Now, if you find this pattern new or in a better shape, absolutely, that's a win. But don't get the twin fitteds, mercy. Oh, so small.
So small.
So small. All right. Oh, I know why this is here. Yes. I was like, why is my $30 pattern in here? Right. Again, listed the end of 2017 on Etsy. So every 4 months, you're getting charged another 20 cents plus the marketing for all that I'm sure I paid at some point. And it sat there for just shy of 3 years before it finally sold. And I paid $8 for that one. So it just, when you're looking for play suits, what you really want to be looking for is like the tie tops or the more interesting ones. It was the scoop neck on this one and the weird frilly sleeves. That's what, like, this thing was just kind of dead in the water. Plus, to make matters worse, it's a bust 30. So anybody who's trying to find it wants to find a larger size if they can. So there you go.
Yeah, bust 30 is tiny. All right.
It's tiny.
Here's my dud. I wanted to show this. Now, voodoo, little black magic, all kind of works into tiki. All works in. And so when I saw the CD with this like Savage Princess and the voodoo witch doctor and the crazy little pineapples, I'm like, yeah. I'm in. And I didn't like the music. So I'm like, all right, I'll sell it. Someone's got to love it. Yeah, not so much.
Oh, no.
There is 22 for sale. Let's see how many I have sold. One brand new for $665 and one brand new for $1548. And that's it for the last 365 days. Ooh. So this 99-cent one, I'm sorry, honey. This one was a dud.
Oh, darn.
And I thought I'd give my hand to try a laser disc. I haven't sold laser discs in a while. Now I remember why. $12.50, really not worth my time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really not. So there's going to be a few, gems out there. But for the most part, I tried 4 or 5. This is the only one that's ever even got a nod. So I'm like, all right, get rid of it. And I'm done with laser discs yet again. And I don't think laser discs are coming back. I think that's one of those things that's just dead and gone forever.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers. You got the easy one this week.
I do. Christchurch, New Zealand. They really wanted a set of 3 patterns, and I happily sent it all off with that pirate ship export rate. And now it just got sent off, so crossing our fingers and toes that, everything goes well. But hopefully in a month or so, I'll hear that, yay, they arrived.
Yeah, it's running really slow again internationally, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, you got Christchurch. Super easy. I got... Dampierre-le-Bois, I think.
Yeah, that.
Near Zurich.
Near Zurich.
About 5 hours from Paris. But what I really liked about this one, this is a puzzle company out of Canada. So in Canada, it's got to have English and French on it. And it went to France. So
nice.
For some weird reason, that tickled me to no end. Yeah, so I was very excited about that. I'm like, oh, look at that. Everything's French. Whee!
Whee!
Oops, wrong thing. And now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. What to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping. Is your husband French?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Oh, how much did it sell for? Sold in euro. It was about $30 plus shipping.
Nice.
I like your tip.
Yep. Now, this might, somebody might try and come for me on this one, but trust me when I say patterns are not media mail. They aren't. They are specifically actually, it used to be like you could go to the counter and ask them and they'd be like, oh, here's our little thing where it says everything that can and can't go. And I think that those just got put online and somewhere it got messed up. But I know for a fact that patterns are not media mail. And the number of times people try and ship them as media mail, the thing that you're not thinking about is that, and I've had this actually happen to me, I ordered a huge amount of patterns from someone. They get to me, they get held at the post office, and I get a little note that says, if you want this, you get to come and pay X amount of dollars to get it, because all they're going to do is just charge the buyer at the very end, and that's going to frustrate your buyer. So don't do the media mail. Please, please, please don't, because it could come back to bite you, and you're making an angry customer at that.
Yep. All right, so here's my entire picture of my shipping tip. What do you think my tip is?
Sell remotes because people lose them? No.
Now, that would not be a shipping tip, but that would be a good sort of tip.
I don't know.
All right, Detective Stephanie, you failed the case?
I do.
Yes, I shipped the TV, and the next day my assistant goes, hey, look, the remote's still on the shipping table.
Oh, no.
All right, so when you pack a TV, it's a lot of work, and I did take a video. You'll see that next week. But, man, I was so focused on getting that packed well and shooting the video to help everybody.
Yeah.
Totally forgot the remote. So it was gone, and 24 hours later, my assistant goes, this is still here.
Oh.
So when you're doing TVs or VCRs or anything with a remote, make sure the remote makes it into the box. Because now I had to waste $5, and it'll be like a tease because the remote will get there a lot quicker than FedEx home package will. So now you have a remote like 4 or 5 days before the TV ever shows up.
But they'll be ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to click. Let's do it. And now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing. Whoops.
Ooh, it's a remote. Buy remotes. That's not my tip, but if I stole your thunder there, Jason, sorry. My tip is, and I had this actually just happen to me on our journey cross country. Don't be afraid to ask the question, because you don't know what their situation is. You don't know what their back room is. You don't know if maybe they have stuff in their car that because you're in store or, they just got stuff in. Ask. Always ask the question. What are you specifically looking for? Find someone and ask the question. Because I did that recently and they were like, oh, if you would have only come a month earlier. But because of that, I left them my business card. And they're going to go back to their house where they know they have more. And they're going to email me with photos of all this stuff. And hey, look, they're going to ship it to me if we agree on something. So just don't be afraid to ask.
Yep. Hell yeah. All right. So this is a two-parter.
Okay.
The first part is if you don't know, you can have saved searches on Craigslist and they email you every time it comes up. So say I was into American Girl dolls. So once you click that, right here. See that right there?
Yeah.
Click save search.
Wow.
And then log in. And now it's saved. Now, every time an American Girl doll shows up in a listing on Craigslist, I get an email.
That's cool.
Now, I only wanted to show you that to show you what not to do. Okay? Here's what not to do. Every single platform in the world has pictures. Make sure your item has a pictures. It is not 1997 anymore. So I get this email the other day. Tiki, Valley High, $32. So I'm assuming it's a Tiki mug from the Valley High, which is in San Diego. I follow the link. No pictures. Now, some of the Valley High mugs are worth quite a bit. They've been there for like 60 years. So I click on show contact info, and it's his phone number, and I text him. Now, where do you think most people's phones are, pictures are? In their phone.
In their phone.
Here's his reply to, can I see a picture? Yeah, it's in my offer up. Go look there. Don't do this. Okay, I'm out. I'm not shopping with you. You should not make your customer jump through multiple hoops to see your products.
No. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Why would you put pictures on OfferUp and not Craigslist and not just send it to me directly now that you and I are texting?
Exactly. Like there's so many easier steps that could have circumvented, and they could have gotten money and gotten rid of the thing they want to get rid of.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. We want to sell stuff. That's the whole point of this game.
I'm having Back to the Future flashbacks right now. Hello.
And now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Etsy, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, or eBay. These are little tips and tricks to help you when you're selling.
Okay. So if you haven't seen the new Facebook, we'll reserve judgment at this point. Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
I'll say it. It sucks.
Yeah. I went to go look at my listings today, and I was absolutely floored with how terrible this is. But anyway, the one thing they have started to put in is at the very bottom of when you go to sell something on a group that is formatted to sell things, they're now going to have tags. So I have been putting them in sort of because Facebook and Instagram are owned by they're owned by Facebook. So I'm trying to think of how to do Instagram tags on Facebook. So I'm like trying to think of all the things to hopefully, if this tag system works, somebody can search hashtag 1940s pattern and it will pop up, listings that hopefully some of them will be mine. So I'm just trying to play this game, throw them in there. It can't hurt, maybe it'll help us get things seen better. Maybe it's just, just copy and paste them in a Word document and paste them if you're doing the same listing so that you can say they're there. We don't know yet, but I figure it's worth a shot.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they were doing the hashtag. So now I got to go revise some of my things.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I'm new to Depop, and the way Depop works, it was built to be app only, and under some pressure, they finally added a website. But when you go to ship, it still ain't super easy on the website. And I had to half do it on the app, and I'm like, ugh, this is a pain. But when my assistant checks all the platforms that we sold on, she didn't notice this sold because where the sold show up is just where it is in my lot of Depop items. So she missed it. We should have shipped on Monday. We didn't notice until Tuesday.
Oh, man.
If you're selling on Depop, make sure to really remember, like because she bought it like Friday night. And so it was just out of my head for the weekend.
Oh.
And so if you're selling on Depop, remember to make yourself a note. Hey, Monday morning, I got to ship my Depop.
Yeah.
Because when she brought it up Tuesday, I'm like, oh my God, we didn't ship that? And then she's like, yeah, I never saw it. It was so far down your list of items you had for sale. I'm like, yeah. So yeah, I need to work on that. And that's why I was trying to talk to Nadine today, but she was busy with her kids. But yeah, that's make sure to pay attention.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got an email along with the 10 billion other emails I get a day.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. I got to rethink my processes to make sure that I don't miss these. So that's the whole point of telling you to pay attention to your Depop. And now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season? It's so hot here. I loaded your picture up and I'm like, who's buying a sweater?
So here's the quick little story on this one. I picked this up in January on my last show in Denver, Colorado at the Bins. It had a hole in it. A friend of mine who's like a really great knitter, knitted it up for me real fast. I bring it back to Florida. It sells from Florida this week when it's 100 degrees outside and goes back to Telluride.
Nice. Now, I will not show the one I've shown 2 weeks in a row. I've realized I've showed that twice now. But someone on August 20th was like, you know what I need right now? I need some holiday tunes by Les Brown, his band of renown, Peggy Lee. That's what I need right now. So if you've got Christmas music, get it listed. This was listed before Christmas last year at this price. That's how much this CD's worth. So it sat from November to August, and that's when it sold. You never know when someone's going to be like, hey, I need that.
Yep.
All right, let's do a little quick housekeeping before we get the other Stephanie back in here.
Oh, hi.
Did you want to promote it?
I do.
Okay.
Sorry.
It was like I caught you by surprise. You're like, oh.
I was thinking, I was like, did I sell that? I'm like, no, that still has a price on it. Just kidding. Anyway. All right, so that's the first chance that you can see that I was out in the sun today. This is the 1980s Leon Carlo silk dress that I picked up. Perfectly pristine. It's beautiful. I still had her dry cleaned, but this is actually available on my website. It's like a bodycon, but with silk and gathering, and it's actually quite stunning. I don't normally pick up 80s unless it really grabs my attention. I've had it listed actually since the spring, because that's when I thought it would sell, because it's very spring floral, but like between the dramatic back and the dramatic front, and it's cute, but it's still with me. So come on over to my website, backroomfinds.com. That's where she is, waiting.
And while you're checking out Stephanie Canada things, check out her YouTube channel. I just caught up. I'm back to caught up again.
Yay!
So, I saw your one where you were at a house where they were pricing it with eBay prices. Boom.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. Oh. You know you're in trouble when they're like, and this is $50. What?
Yeah. Be like, yes, on eBay.
All right. So upcoming shows this week on Sunday, Mom and I are doing Q4 Prep for Success. It is September 3rd. You should be done and ready for Q4 for December. And I am not kidding. All my supplies are ordered. My stuff is ready to go. So Mom and I are going to give you the top 20 things you need to do to be ready for have a successful Q4. And I fail on a few things every year for the last 20 years. I'm not going to try and fail this year, but I'm going to try and help you all make sure you don't fail, because I always get caught with my pants down like mid-November. I'm like, oh, crap. All right. And then the last thing, it is my anniversary today. Yeah.
Oh, yay. Happy anniversary.
Over here real quick, honey. And when Stacy and I go for cake smushing, we go for cake smushing. This is pretty much assault with cake. But here's the weird thing. Hey, hon.
Yeah.
Who are these two people in this picture?
That's the two ladies that my mom used to work for.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't know who these people are in my wedding picture.
Amazing.
Happy anniversary, baby. 26 years we've been married, 30 years we've been together. All right, let's get the other Stephanie in here so it can be way more fun with two Stephanies.
Let's confuse us more.
And now it's time for the Thrifty Business Special Guest of the Week. Hey, Stephanie, turn your mic on, please. There we are. Hello, Glam Factory. Oops, get rid of that.
We're good.
There we go. Let's get Guest of the Week. There it is. Hey, what's happening, Steph? How are you?
Doing all right. Had some awesome buys this week, and just going to try to get them going online, get them going in the store, and do our best. Get by.
All right, so Canada, in a couple minutes here, I actually have a 20-minute video of the store. So all of you can shop while we're talking. But I thought I'd give Stephanie here. I'll do this because this is a new feature on StreamYard. Yay! The guests can be big.
Yay!
All right, so Steph, why don't you give us the quick rundown? When did you open your store? Why did you open your store? And give us that little deal.
Well, I've been here 8 years. And I always wanted to own a vintage clothing store since I was 15. Since I was a kid, I always knew I always wanted this. And 8 years ago, I was a jewelry store manager, got laid off, and every job I wanted was offering me half of what I was making. And I figured I could go into business for myself and make half of what I was making, and see if I could make a go of my dream job. And I was really, really lucky that I had the inventory. And the opportunity came up. I started in an antique mall, and after 6 months, got my own building, and I've been here 8 years. Brick and mortar is a tough way to go, but it's fills your heart. It's awesome.
So what antique mall were you in?
I was at Sin City Pickers.
Oh,
before you.
Before me, yeah. So
I was
funny.
I was their very first vendor there.
Okay, and then you left, and then I was there when we were doing Thrift Hunters, and I left, and Stephanie came and bought my whole booth out.
Yes, I did. Oh my gosh, that was a story.
I threw up a crazy price, like a crazy good price, because I needed to be done with my ex-partner, and Stephanie was like, "I'll be there tomorrow."
It was amazing. I bought all of his stuff, loaded it all into my car. The next day was the what was the Rick's Restorations swap meet. I unloaded all of Jason's stuff with his tags on it and just sat there and sold it all. No problem. It was amazing. And Jason walks up and says, "You didn't even take my tags off." Why would I? I bought them yesterday. It was amazing.
That's a good example. Some people get mad when they're not the top of the food chain. And meaning, if you're selling a product, you should be the last one to sell and get the most money. But there's always people in the middle of the food chain. I needed to be done with that partner. So I need to be done with that booth. And so Stephanie got a great deal. And then she made the money back the next day. And I laughed. I wasn't mad, but I wasn't upset. That was part of my life I was done with and just ready to move on. And everybody wins. So, okay, so you're at Sin City, and then what was this building just ready for you, or how'd you find it?
It's actually my mother-in-law's property, and at one point, I believe it was a guitar restoration place, and it had been vacant. And the building next door to it was Gypsy Den, and this building was vacant, and I was ready to just open up my own shop. I had way outgrown City Pickers. I needed at least 4 booths. I had so much stuff, and I was doing so well. So I was talking to my mother-in-law, and she said, "Well, I have this one building, and you'll need to fix it up a little, but you'll do all right there." And it's been awesome ever since. Moved in. I know, it's a good store, right, Stephanie?
Look at Stephanie's face.
Dude.
Okay, just to let everyone know, I'm not following some strange young girl. This is my assistant, my teenage assistant. So I thought for a second, I'm like, oh, I should probably mention who this is. This is Zoe. She's the one that does all my photos for me. So
wow.
Pull that dress today.
So Steph,
Nice.
Canada, Steph, do you have places like this in Orlando that you go to?
We do, but Orlando's a very strange vintage market. Everything seems to be at yes, dear. Yes. Everything seems to be at the very top end of the market. And what she has with like the level of clothing, just that whole wall and then the wall beyond it, we have some. But the problem that I find with those is that they're very picked through, unlike what I can see here, which is that you have got just this amazing selection. They always seem to be very picked through and very selective. They're like little boutique antiques as opposed to what I like to see, which is what you have. Like that, honestly, I know brick and mortar, everyone wants them, they're dying and it makes me very sad. But what you have is sort of what I would actually like to do, because I can find that level of quantity, but I have nowhere to put it in this house. And it's just, it's not really a thing here in Orlando. There's a couple, but it's not worth going, really.
And just to let you guys know, the raw video was 37 minutes long. So I'm like, all right, I just sped it up. So that's why it's a little fast.
Nice.
All right. So Steph, you've been there for 8 years. Pre-COVID, I take it business as well.
Pre-COVID, business was ass-kicking. We were so good. We were kind of geared to really. This was going to be one of our best years.
Oh, geez.
Oh
yeah.
When I had my go ahead, Canada.
Sorry, that blue one. I have a pink version that I need to fix a hole in and then list it.
Nice.
I was like, I recognize that.
When I had Nadine, who does all my artwork for me, make the world famous, she goes, "The hell makes the world famous?" And I'm like, well, she has customers come from all over the world just to come shop, and they buy a lot. And a lot of celebrities have shopped at Steph's place too. So
love it.
When we're pre-COVID, tell us about where your customers come from, Steph.
Well, when we have a lot of music festivals and conventions here in Vegas. When Viva Las Vegas, one of my favorite music festivals, is in town. It's a big international rockabilly show. We get people from Japan, Norway, Sweden, everywhere you can imagine, Mexico City, just so many places. And on Wednesdays before Viva Las Vegas, we kind of do a pre-party here at the shop, and everybody from all over the world's already here a day early, and they all come to my shop. That's probably my favorite music festival in my shop that happens in my town, and they all come to my shop.
And here's the other thing that blew me away when you told me, how many pieces do some of your foreign customers buy to take back home?
Some of my Japanese customers will come in and buy 200 to 500 pieces in a go.
What? You can't get that at a carry-on. No. No,
and my store's still full. It's crazy. But unfortunately, I didn't have them this year because traveling wasn't happening. And I don't know if we'll have them next year because end of the world problems. So we're still doing our best, but it's tough when you know you're not going to see that customer once or twice a year like you normally do.
So Steph, tell me what size your husband is, and I'll pop back down there and I'll pick him out a good one.
Actually, he's dropped like 40 pounds, so I'm thinking like an XL. All
right, yeah, Steph's has, Glam Factory. Steph has some good XL shirts in there. And coming up real quick here, if you are a gay cowboy, she has an amazing shirt for you.
Is it the unicorn shirt?
No, it's this black one with a rainbow on it. Hang on, it's coming. Yes. That's a pretty bitchin' one right there.
Oh, that one's good.
Yep, there's come on, gay. There it is. Look at that.
Yep, and it's got horses. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Yeah, when is that from, Steph?
It's, we get the rodeo here in town, and that was probably like very Garth Brooks 85 or 95.
I'm like, that looks like the time of the Ken doll, so I'm thinking like mid 90s. But either way, it's killer.
I love that piece.
And I was about to ask this question. So let's talk pre-COVID, how'd you source, and then during COVID, how'd you source?
During COVID, in a weird way, it gave me the time to go through my warehouse, to dig around and see what I have. Because I have a warehouse, often we're quick shuffling seasons in and out of the store. And I saw how you guys were selling some things off season. Well, I was certainly selling some off season items that were probably higher ticket items because bills to pay. So it was really a cool opportunity to also go through my repairs, get things repaired, and really do my own sourcing out of my own warehouse and my own closet.
Nice.
Now, pre-COVID and a little bit now, how did some people like me just walk in and bring stuff to you?
Yep, I get a lot of buy-sell trades. I make appointments with folks and go that way. I have pickers. I've got 5 pickers in town, and they would go to the bins, and they dig out brand name items for themselves. But if they see vintage items, which is few and far between, but if they see them, they grab them. And about every other month or so, 1 or 2 of them will come by with, that's Honey. She's hanging out. But my bin diggers will come by with 3 or 4 bins for me, and I'll dig. And with COVID going on, our bins are closed, so they can't get stuff to sell me. It's kind of weird. But this week alone, it's insane. I bought like 500 pieces. Just 3 different people called me and said, "Hey, Steph, I have this available." I have a friend that moved to the East Coast and was done with her Etsy store, so I bought the whole thing.
Nice. I was going to say the same thing. That's a great use of playing cards. That is awesome. It's very Vegas. I dig it.
And when we post on Instagram, I'll post the whole picture frame like this, and we'll post that on there, and somebody will say, "Oh, I want that Queen of Diamonds. I want that 10 of Hearts. I want that Jack." And it's an easy way. Just put it in a bubble mailer and mail it off quickly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So Kathy says, how do you handle repeat customers with unique inventory? Do you have a big online presence? And that's kind of what we're talking about tonight, because you have sold online, but when all our businesses were shut for a while. And so you really had to be like, okay, back to online. Here I come.
Mhm.
Yep.
So
Sure did.
how well are you doing online this year compared to other years, obviously?
Better this year than ever. I sell a little on eBay, maybe specialty items or high-end items, stuff that's kind of rare and interesting. I sell a lot in Facebook groups, a little marketplace, a little OfferUp, just kind of all kinds of ways, like everybody does. But in the Facebook groups, I do really well. A lot of people know me because of my brick and mortar store. And then when they see it's me posting stuff, they feel like they're still shopping in my store. So I think people could trust that I'm putting in a good item at a good price. So, when I drop it specifically into a 50s group or a 60s group, those girls are snapping up our pieces pretty quick. So I'm really thankful that we've got some loyalty there, because it's tough without having tourism really open here.
Yeah. I'm just going to throw this out there. If you find 1950 dresses with waist 36 and up, please call me.
Girl,
yes,
I've got about 30 of them right here. Not even kidding. Tell me your favorite color. I'll dig you out one.
I black or like ridiculous novelty.
I didn't need to be on the show anymore. All right, you guys have fun.
Yeah, bye, Jason. Thanks.
But I can go down, Steph. I can go down there and I'll FaceTime you too, and we'll shop for both of you.
Sure. I've got a section here of probably about 40 pieces that are at least a 32 to a 38 waist, and that's really good for a vintage shop.
And the husband has made his presence known. Don't tell her that, please. All right. I lost my train of thought here for a second. We're having so much fun.
We are.
Oh, so I was going to say, going back to doesn't matter where you are in the line, besides selling Glam Factory, my booth, when I source a lot of clothes, I don't do it on the norm like Steph's pickers do. But when I source a lot of clothes that I have some vintage pieces without tags, and I don't want to deal with trying to describe it, I'll take it to Steph. She'll pay me a decent amount for it. I'll make some money. She'll make way better money because she's normally got the walk-in clientele. But yeah, so I bring her stuff, and then some stuff doesn't work for me online that I've tried. But again, her people are coming to her from around the world for the specific item. So I'll make a couple bucks. She'll be happy. I'm happy. It doesn't matter where you are on the food chain, as long as the food chain's still moving.
Yeah.
Rick, would you like me to pick up that shirt for you?
That's amazing. Look at those sweaters.
They're cute. We're hoping for fall soon.
So my teenager is a really good employee, but she is a teenager and spaces out from time to time. So I told her while we were doing this, her punishment was we saw a long sleeve polyester dress. I was going to make her wear that, a tutu and a sweater, and run around outside for a few minutes.
Oh,
yeah.
I go, that's how serious I am for not making sure you don't forget the stuff I need you to do for me. Look at these denim outfits.
That's awesome.
Shirts. Oh, man.
That's awesome. Is that suede? Oh my gosh, amazing. Sorry, I'm just like, what? There are pretty things in front of me. I'm supposed to be doing a co-hosting. Sorry.
Well, that's why I want you to co-host, because I know of all my co-hosts, you would so appreciate this the most.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Those are so beautiful. I hope my friends are watching this right now.
Now, Steph Glam Factory, you don't have to say, but any celebrity stories you want to share, or you don't have to.
We had Andre 3000 in here a couple years back with the VMAs, and he was lovely. He broke my ceiling.
Canada. Who is Andre 3000?
He's from the band.
Wait.
Sorry.
Oh, yes, he is one half of Outcast.
Yes.
One half Outcast. Lovely guy, super tall, and he broke my ceiling lamp trying on a jacket. He punched my lamp, but he was super nice. He wasn't hurt, and he bought every pair of bell bottoms we had in the store.
That doesn't surprise me.
So $1 million question, did he have an entourage or no?
Oh.
No, he just came in with, I would imagine it was his son, just one or two little boys, and he was just super nice and just a down-to-earth guy.
Wow.
Yeah, when I worked at Tower and Sunset, the celebrities without entourages, I could tell were way more down to earth. Like they didn't need to have a whole lot of people around them. It was quite enjoyable. You don't have to name names for sure on this. Have any bad celebrities?
I've had some weird ones come through.
It is Vegas after all.
For 2 weeks in a row and not bathe. Famous for like meltdowns and stuff. But you know what? Hey, it's Vegas. Yeah. We get all the crazy. I love it.
How's the ventilation in your shop? I hope good.
We recently had AC problems, so we've got that about solved now. Of course, 2 weeks before.
Yeah, imagine that. She's had no AC for like 2 weeks.
Oh, 1 week, but it was bad. 1 week, it was rough, but we're good now. We're good.
All right, so there is some laws in Vegas defining what you can and cannot sell. So how old do clothes have to be in your shop?
Well, I have an antiques license, so I sell antiques, cookie jars, art, all of this, everything. Essentially, I just go 20s through 70s. I don't even try it with 80s stuff. I don't like 80s stuff anyway, not really.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a designer amazing, I have to have this thing. But for the most part, my cutoff is the 70s, which really puts me apart from all the other vintage shops in town who are really pumping the 80s and 90s clothing. I mean, that's a good market. It's a huge market. I don't have room for it.
Huge.
Yeah, it's just not my jam. But it makes me special and different. And, you know, being that I have 6 racks of 40s and 50s dresses in my store, that's something they can't touch. So it puts me apart from them. But yeah, I would say 20s through 70s.
When I was in there, what's the most expensive thing you have right now?
At the moment, I have a reverse carved Bakelite bracelet for $250 in the store. And I guess we could consider that a dud because I bought it for myself for my 40th birthday and then realized I was too afraid to wear it. So I put it in the store and it's been here 6 months.
Well,
no, that's a COVID. I'm going to say that's COVID.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's been a quiet 6 months. Yeah, you know, we were talking, we were in your store. Of course, I fully am aware of all the festivals and things that come here that would bring your customers. But until you and I talked, I really didn't think about the magnitude of it for you and the other stores in town. That there's millions of people that we normally get that aren't coming right now. But the thing is, when this is over and they do come, man, are they going to want to shop?
Yes, they are.
Now, I do have a question for you, Steph. You said you were repairing. I know a lot of people like do light repairs or heavy repairs. So which do you do all repairs so that it's wearable in the moment? Do you leave a minor flaw if you just can't think of a way to fix it? What's your scope on that one?
My mom's a sewing ninja. So really, if I buy anything and it is damaged, it's got to be pretty light. And mostly she does buttons and zippers and armpits, really. I don't buy anything with stains. Very rarely will I mess with stains, although I am a stain ninja. If you have problems with stains, I know how to get it out. Every kind of stain possible. But I would say light repairs in the store. For me, my mom does like whole construction of things, but we don't do that in the shop. Just too much involved.
That's fair. I just, some people I know, like me, stupidly, take apart entire dresses and thinking that they can make it bigger, only to realize that it might not be possible. So, just wondering where you fell on that range.
Yeah, now, my repair.
I know you're good at cleaning stuff too. It would be a fun. What Stephanie can get this stain out better. I see a new set of shows. So,
right.
My friend Velma's in the chat. Velma, I'm guessing you've been at Glam Factory. It seems how you come to Vegas for Viva. So let us know if you've been there. Yeah, everyone's loving the dresses. I knew we should end on the Hawaiian dresses because of all the, you don't have kid stuff, do you?
I really don't see children in the store. I don't know why. I really don't have much call for it. Rockin' Betty next door, they do vintage reproduction, and she's got a small child's line that's very cool 50s retro. They got nice stuff.
Nice.
Oh,
Also,
there's the Carol Baskin line right there. There we go.
The only reason I have so many Hawaiian dresses is every tiki event I sell out this year was gone. No Tiki Oasis, no Original Tiki Market, one of my favorite places. Tiki Trader, one of my favorite. They're only starting to do it, but it's limited. And I'm recovering from a broken shoulder, so for me to do just as much work for less profit, I suppose, it would be really tough for me right now. Don't break your shoulder.
No. Yeah, the other thing I was going to say is if you avoid stains, kids' clothes are rampant with stains. So it probably wouldn't be worth your time anyway. So many stains.
Yep, sunglasses too. Gotta back up here because there was a good question. Where'd it go? Do any of the vintage clothes go out of style popularity? So was there something you were selling 5 years ago that you're not selling today?
You know what? It's different. I would say it's reversed. 5 years ago, I could not sell 70s clothes to save my life. Now it isn't. 70s clothing is my #1 seller. We can't keep bell bottoms in the store. Bell bottoms, disco shirts, tube tops, those stuff fly in my store. Possibly because we have stuff like the Pimpin' Hoe Ball and weird parties and stuff.
Welcome
here.
to Vegas.
But 70s is my #1 seller, and it didn't used to be. At one point, 40s and 50s was my #1 seller. I buy that stuff by the pound as fast as I can get it because I personally love it, but surprisingly, it's not my best seller. Not anymore. Weird, huh?
That's so crazy.
But that goes to show no matter what you sell, I sell tiki mugs and music. And, over 20 years online, I know the waves. I know when this Aku Aku mug is hot and when it's not. And if I've got an extra one to sell, I'll ride that wave till it's back to the hot again because there's no point of going low. Hey, will you go right in there and grab me that?
Yeah, no, I'm going to do a hard pass on the move into Vegas. As much fun as it would be. Yeah, I already live in Florida. It's hot enough. Thanks.
Oh, there's no humidity here. Not like Florida. And no alligators.
True, but there's also nothing else.
There's everything.
Sand.
No, we don't have sand. That's the thing that people think we live in the desert, that there's sand. No, we live in rock. That's where we live.
Ah, okay.
And no saguaro cactuses. We don't have those. Not really.
Yeah, we're only 4 hours from Disneyland, though. So,
yeah, that I do know.
When we shot Thrift Hunters, they needed sandbags to keep, when they're doing outdoor shots with the lights and the tripods, they needed sandbags to keep them down. Well, of course, flying with sandbags would be a waste of the company's money. So they gave them empty bags and said, just go out in the desert and fill it up with sand. People think that we're like the Sahara Desert. We are not. We are just sitting on a rock. That's why we don't have basements here, because no builder wants to dig into the rock.
Yeah. Whereas we don't have basements because, the water table. Details.
All right. Steph Glam, I'm going to be bringing this to you in my next batch. You ready?
Let's see.
So it's a made in the main Hawaii label, but it's the farthest thing from a Hawaiian shirt.
That's wild.
What is going on here? And the best thing, matching cloth buttons.
Nice.
But I thought
the weirder the better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought you would dig that. It would look good in your store. So you can already start formulating the thousands of dollars you're going to give me.
All right.
I like the side eye on that one. Like, no.
All right. So obviously, like with anything, head on over to Facebook, look up Glam Factory Vintage. There is some other Glam Factory thing that's jewelry. That's not Steph. Look up Glam Factory Vintage. When you see Steph, click like. And then buy stuff. Yes.
And then buy stuff. Yes. So
people are asking, where can you shop online? So we're about to show your scores and duds, so you can talk about that. But Canada, I'm going to blow your mind. You ready?
I'm ready.
She doesn't sell on Etsy.
Really?
Nope, not at all. I haven't sold on
Etsy. Got blown too.
I haven't sold on Etsy in 15 years.
Well, now I'm intrigued. Why? That's like the one place I put my high-end vintage. and waste the 20 cents for list it? Like, because it sells eventually.
I just hear everybody's problems with Etsy, and I just happen to know eBay, and I happen to really swim through the Facebook social groups really well. Instagram's easy for me. It just, I guess it's something I just don't know. But I mean, I can't. Maybe twice a year I buy something on Etsy personally. I buy on eBay if I'm buying for me or whatever I want, which is not something I normally shop. So I guess I figure other people don't. I don't know.
No, I like Etsy for high-end vintage. I don't list anything on Etsy for less than the free shipping cost nowadays. So if it's less than $35, I'm not wasting my time. But I will say, like, I sold some really expensive fabric almost immediately. I've sold really expensive dresses almost immediately, like, because you're using those tags on Etsy, and that's the part that it does take a little bit to learn. But I mean, I think Lisa Boland's trolling in the chat there, and she kicks my butt. There she is. Yeah, I was like, she is the Etsy queen. So if you have questions, absolutely, like, you can ask me or you can ask Lisa. But
she's one of my new admins, and she doesn't sell on eBay ever. I'm like, what?
It's something I'm going to look into. Pre-COVID, I didn't have time to list anywhere but a few social groups and a little bit of eBay. Now I've got a little more time on my hands than I'd like. And you know, it's interesting because it's opening the world to me in a weird way, but also I'm selling to folks everywhere. So maybe that's just one more thing I pick up as a skill, you know, one more opportunity for my shop.
So here's what I find, Glam Steph. When I have some tiki mugs that are vintage but not exciting, I tend to get a way higher dollar on Etsy than I would on eBay. So like an old school like single bowl, it give me like $12, $14 on eBay. Always gets me like $30 on Etsy. So you start to know, all right, this is going to the Etsy pile, this is going to the eBay pile. You know, you start to realize where the money's coming in. Someone asked who was on my turntable, and what I put on my turntable tonight was a nod to Canada because of where she was this afternoon. He's like, I'm just going to run over to eBay. I'm just going to run over to Disney World because she lives that close. Yep. And here comes Beauty and the Beast.
There it is. Yeah, Beast. Excellent. Yeah, I was there even tiki hunting for Jason, and all the booths are closed. There's no commemorative mugs. There's no nothing right now.
That's a mask, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good mask.
That's still with tags done post mask. All right, nice. Glam Factory. Let's look at your scores and duds, shall we? All right, so I can't wait to see. Oh, hello, baby. Is the whole wall done? What's happening here?
What?
Well, because essentially I'm an antique store, I keep kitchen goods, art, all of that stuff. I keep in the store for a while, and if it sits, I bring it home. for houseware stuff, I only buy it if I love it, because if I get stuck with it, I don't mind keeping it. So I don't buy just random. I mean, I guess I do buy random, but random weirdness that I like. And like I said, if it doesn't sell in the store, I don't mind bringing it home. So that actually ended up in my kitchen.
I would say that owl trivet is cute.
I thought so, but it sat here for 2 months, and I needed the space for something else. That's okay. I don't mind bringing it home.
All right, Palm88 Palm. We would love to help you. Come on over to my Facebook group, the Thrifting Board. It is absolutely free, and we are happy to help everyone. And that's where you want to be. Now, you got a lot of owls.
I do have a lot of owls. Those were duds in my shop too. Maybe the summer before last, out in Henderson, so that's about 20 minutes from where I'm at, way out in Henderson, there was this crazy guy, the cookie jar guy, and he had an antique mall. And this guy, every time a cookie jar walked in, he would buy them. And when he passed away, his wife did not know he had a 3-story barn full of cookie jars. I kid you not, thousands of cookie jars.
Oh my!
Thousands. I could show, it was insane, the amount of cookie jars. So I have a giant Dodge ProMaster van. I filled everything I could buy in there, and they're all over my shop and on all the shelves. But because I'm a vintage clothing store, nobody comes here to buy cookie jars.
Oh no!
I don't mind that they're duds because they add charm to this store. And on occasion, you know, I'll say, hey, cookie jars, $20. Everybody come get them. And we'll sell one or two. It's not a big deal. I like keeping them. I do like owls. Again, it's something I only buy because I love, and I don't care if I get stuck with it. Don't tell my husband that.
Hey, Steph, since you brought up your van, how come you don't wrap your van or have something on it to, you know, say, hey, I'm the Glam Factory?
Well, my last van that I smashed in September and broke my collarbone in my shoulder, that one had giant daisies all over it, just like my Glam Factory sign. And my license plate was Glam Van, and everybody knew that van everywhere. Now it's coming up on nearly a year since my accident, and honestly, just the last 6 months surviving has just been tough enough. But I really am planning on putting the daisies back on my van and rocking it out. I mean, it's got green shag carpet. I mean, why not?
Oh, nice. That's fantastic. Jason, turn your mic on.
Yeah.
Sorry, in case you're not in my group, here's what you're looking for. The top picture will change to fall colors, and I have a fun new hat that'll start on Monday. So if you're looking at this before Monday the 4th, 5th, whatever, look for the big old flag, and then we'll have a fall artwork. So keep your eyes peeled for that. All right, now we've seen your duds. Let's see your scores. Whoops. Look at this shirt. Look at this.
That's good.
This shirt. That's a closet.
It's a really cool one. Yeah. And hangers.
Awesome.
Do you see the design is coat hangers?
The back hangers. That's adorable. Wow.
So are you selling these right in a Facebook group? Is that where this is coming from?
Right into a Facebook group. I just drop it right in the time period appropriate Facebook group. In March, like first day of March, so this is 2 weeks before everything shut down, I bought an estate, and it was Jonathan's men's shop here in town, and I was able to buy like 2,000 pieces. His shop closed in 1979. He put it in storage, didn't touch it, and the most insane disco shirts I'd ever seen were there. And so it took me 3 chunks to buy it all, but I paid for it the day the city closed down.
Oh
no.
That's okay. It was all paid for and done. I just started listing and doing my thing. So, yeah.
Here's another
Sometimes you never know.
Oh,
cool MCF shirt. Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So I figured on the average, those disco shirts, by the time I chopped it down, I probably paid, and I paid this person a nice price for everything. But by the time I chopped down the disco shirts, I probably paid about $5 a piece. Wow. And it wasn't 2,000 disco shirts. I mean, it was 3-piece, beautiful, like JJ Walker suits and stuff like that. I mean, really killer stuff.
Amazing.
But, yeah, it might have even been less than $5. Don't tell anybody.
What's happening?
That is right. That's where the bigger money is.
Yeah,
that's right. The sexy disco shirt. And this is really what I was selling during shutdown and everything, was all of these like really sexy disco shirts. For some reason, I was on fire with them. It was crazy. Naked ladies sell shirts. It's a thing.
Quick, the world's coming to an end. Get your sexy lady shirt.
That's right.
See, this is those moments in time. It's not often, but the rare moments in time. I wish I was a normal sized man.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't make 6'5", 280-pound guys shirts like this back then. And so I'm like,
yeah, they didn't. I want to say 46 was the largest of the chest of anything I bought from that store.
Fat guy in a little sexy naked woman shirt.
All my naked lady shirts are gone, and I had 10 of those. So
that's awesome.
I did all right by those.
Okay, I tried to do this. I know when you sell skirts like this, you lay it out. It's that rare time I wouldn't bust your chops if you took a picture on the ground. I couldn't get my skirt to look good. Is there an art to it?
It depends on the skirt.
Girls that buy these skirts, these are 1950s Mexican souvenir skirts. just laying them out. They want to see the whole pattern, the panoramic. They want to see everything about that. Sometimes I'll put it on a pant hanger and I'll pull them up and pin them to a curtain, and that's a nice way to do it. But these full circle skirts, the ladies really want to see the whole picture. These are always a score for me. Jason knows I play accordion for a local band here in town called Los Carajos. And I wear these beautiful 50s Mexican souvenir skirts every time I play, and people come running to me. Where do I get your skirt? Where do I get a skirt like that? And I keep them in stock in the shop best I can. And these I buy, sell, trade, and I have an enormous, embarrassing amount of giant collection of these personally. But the funny thing is, these I don't have that big of a margin on them. No. Often they cost me $100 to buy, and if I'm lucky, I can get $150 or $200 to sell it if it's outstanding. But my margin is where I make my money being brick and mortar is different from anybody online. I'll get them to buy that skirt. I paid $100, maybe I sell it for $125. I only made $25, but I'm selling that person the scarf, the belt, the purse, and that's where my margin is when I start adding on all those extra things that you need to make your outfit look good. So the funny thing is, my best seller is my least margin.
That's a beautiful one though.
All right. Stephanie Glam, I want you to go back in time when you were a kid and you were just starting to learn the accordion. Did you ever think there'd be a moment in your life when someone said, "Oh my God, your cool factor just went up to 10 because you played the accordion"? Back when you were a kid, did you ever think someone's going to think I'm cool?
Well, I didn't start playing the accordion until I was 40.
What?
Yeah, maybe just before I was 40.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, and when I started playing, I started learning French and Italian, like Eastern European, Russian music, and I loved it. And recently, when I started playing with this band, I started listening to norteño and corridos and all kinds of beautiful Mexican music, and it really grew on me. And now I'm playing punk rock mariachi. So, you know what? I think playing punk rock mariachi is a little cooler, perhaps, than playing my traditional Eastern European stuff. I don't know. Maybe.
I think so. I'm there.
See, Stephanie and Ed, how much fun we have here in Vegas. So you should come live here. That's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And Stephanie is now my go-to expert on accordions. And shockingly enough, I've tagged her probably in a dozen posts this year. I mean, people don't find accordions. Yeah, people don't find accordions every day, but when they do, I know who I'm going to because Steph has that working knowledge of. Because I wouldn't know, is that a piece of toy plastic crap or is that an amazing accordion? I don't know.
Now I know who to go to next time I find a wall full of accordions, like I did at the antique mall I went to while we were traveling.
Wow.
A wall full. Holy cow.
A wall full. It was nuts.
That sounds like my house. We might need to message each other so that I know where that is.
All right. So when COVID's over, what's the first thing you want to do that you can't do right now? Besides have customers. I mean, obviously that's the first.
I want to see a band. I miss live music. I miss playing live. I miss seeing it. I want to see a band, even if I have to stand in a circle 6 feet away from people. I mean, it kind of breaks my heart a little bit. I want to see music. That's what I want. That would be my biggest thing. I can have food delivered, but I miss music. Absolutely.
Yeah, I fully agree. And I think I'll ask both of you. Where'd you grow up? Since you didn't differentiate, we'll ask you both.
Glam Factory, you go first.
San Diego. Yep. San Diego. I was there. I moved here when I was 28. So ages ago.
And I grew up just outside of Cincinnati. And then I've been everywhere, but Florida has been the longest, and we've been here for 4 years, I think. I think it's been 4 years. Yeah, because I was supposed to have my 4-year anniversary with Blue Man on August 1st.
Hey, Velma, you don't got to tease. Y'all can move here. It's a fun city. when COVID isn't happening, this is one of the most badass cities to live in because of the city's always open and there's always music and there's always hanging out at bars and doing this and that. And we're so close to LA and San Diego and even San Francisco and Phoenix. Yeah. We're so close to everything. It's so easy to just pop over to LA or pop down to San Diego, where, of course, a lot of stuff happens. And so it's, no basements, but we're close to a lot of cool stuff. All right, everybody, give us a thumbs up. Head over to the Glam Factory Vintage on Facebook. Give it a like. And when you get to Vegas, come visit Steph. Tell her, hey, I saw you on Thrifty Business with Jay and the other staff. And buy some cool clothes. She is on Colorado, right off of Main Street. And Main Street is where all the cool vintage stores are. A couple cool bars like Jammyland, which is one of our favorites. And they make amazing cocktails. And yes, yes. Oh, okay. But give us a thumbs up, give us a subscription, and head over to Stephanie Canada's page and give her a subscription on her YouTube. And Steph Glam Factory, you should do some YouTube too. That would bring some more eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, my website has done a slow and steady since I've started mentioning it in my group or in my shows. Absolutely.
I just remembered who I'm talking to. We had a hard time getting her camera on the other day. So I'll tell you what, I will put the raw footage together where it's not fast, and I'll put it up, and you can use it to your heart's content.
I appreciate it.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. All right, everybody, have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go celebrate my anniversary.
Oh,
thanks, yes.
You're hilarious.
Have a good night, everybody.
But yummy.
Nice.
Everybody, we'll see you on Sunday. I'm going to go smash a cupcake into her head.
Oh.
Thank you all for tuning in. No, I'm full of cake. Mom and I will see you on Sunday getting ready for Q4. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.